Hey guys, welcome back to Woman Time Daily. Today we are going to be making some designer mugs using Cricut. All that I want is to get next to you, get next to you. Designer sells like this. One time I made this designer Louis Vuitton bag. I will link the video down below. I got so many messages of people wanting to buy it and I wasn't even selling it. I just made it for fun. With you step by step how I made these. I did not purchase any design. I don't pay for Cricut monthly. I just use what is on the internet. See how I did this? Then go ahead and keep watching. Material. So first you need some cups. I get mine from Target. They were only like $9. I also got some adhesive vinyl, obviously your Cricut mat, and some transfer tape. This stuff lasts me forever, so I would recommend the one I got. But first I'm gonna save some images of the patterns that I need. I obviously want a Louis cup. Louis is always famous. And then I'm gonna do a Versace one. I've never messed around with Versace, so I love the logo. We'll actually get into some details about Versace later too. So first you're gonna want to remove the tools after you've uploaded it into your Cricut design space. And in the Cricut design space, you just have to click all the details to remove all that space to make sure your image comes up. So as you see, as I click more white space, more detail comes onto that right side of the image. And then after this, you're gonna save it, name it, and then I'm gonna do that with a couple more. The creator of Versace, Gianni Versace, claimed that the inspo for this Medusa head as a logo was because she made people fall hopelessly in love with her and no chance of ever going back. And that's what he hoped, that this company would have the same effect on people. Isn't it crazy to see what logos history is? So now you're just gonna scale it to the size that you need. And then we're gonna do the same thing with Chanel. I wanted this one to be kind of like the Chanel perfume. So we are just gonna fix it up and name it and put it in. And then we're gonna do the same thing, scale it, and then we're gonna do the same with the Louis pattern. So I've done this multiple times. I already have this saved, but I'm doing it again anyways for those who haven't seen those videos. And I'm just gonna take out all the details and then save it as another Louis image. So for those who didn't know, I am actually obsessed with Napoleon Bonaparte, and it turns out that Louis Vuitton got his big break by actually being the official box maker and packer of Napoleon's wife, which was Empress Eugenie de Montijo of France. So it's crazy that he was like the official box maker for Napoleon's wife. So I'm making these smaller to scale, and then I'm going to be changing all the colors so that way they have different cuts, because I'm not cutting all of them the same color. Now we're just going to send it to our Cricut machine and cut it out one by one. All that I want is to get next to you, get next to you. Not asking for much, but it feels like the two of us are golden or gorgeous. We'll do you good, so take a chance on me. It's magical when you are close, so get closer, babe. We'll do you good, cause I am golden, I'm golden. You're not really looking for a friend, so you're the type for me. Never thought that. Who wants to say hi to me, baby? What you want to do now is cut off all the excess vinyl, because you can save and store that for a future project. And I'm going to do that to each and every single one of these. You always need little details of different colors, so I always store it no matter how small. Then with your weeding tools, I'm just going to pick out all the details of all of these images. It kind of takes a while. I'm going to make sure I speed this up, but this part just takes the most time. Another Versace fact. So Gianni actually says that his muse and his main inspo for his designs was always his sister Donatella Versace. Versace is also the first brand to have its own hotel, designer hotel, named the Palazzo Versace. And I'm sure you guys all know that Versace was shot and killed at 50 years old by, I'm not even gonna say his name because he doesn't even deserve it, but was tragically murdered. Donatella carries on the legacy now as the artistic director. So now we're gonna do Louis Vuitton pattern, and every time I do patterns with small details, they sometimes get lost, so make sure you're careful with that. Same with the Gucci pattern, there were some details that I had to kind of fix and put back. And then for the Chanel one, I actually had to put it on one by one because the details were way too small and it wasn't sticking. So I put on the letters one by one, which luckily there wasn't too many letters, so it only took me about like 5 minutes. But if the details are not sticking to the paper when you take off the vinyl, then I would just put it on one by one. Did you know that Coco Chanel actually was the first one to introduce pants to women? I guess she wore pants to a gondola ride to make traveling easier, and people were outraged. And here is that beautiful cup, Chanel number 5. So we're going to do the same with the transfer tape on this one for Versace, and then you're going to, I use just whatever's around, scissors, cups, literally anything I use to rub the transfer tape onto the material, so that way it sticks the transfer tape. And then same for the cup. I kind of stick the middle first and then lay the stuff around, and then use whatever is closest by to rub the design onto the cup, and then carefully peel it off. This was my fiance's favorites. That was my beautiful baby. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the transfer tape for the Louis Vuitton, and literally the same thing. You're just gonna make sure it sticks to the transfer tape and then carefully put it onto the cup. My transfer tape got a little kinked up on this one, but thankfully it worked out just fine. And then if the design goes lower than the cup, I still stick it on anyways, and then I just kind of bend it underneath the cup so that it stays. You can cut it in half. I don't have any issues with just folding it underneath, but this one's also another favorite. Gucci is also very in right now, so I decided to try a Gucci design, and then I cut off the excess because this cup was a little smaller. Same thing, I'm just gonna rub it on and then peel it off. And I really loved the red design on this, like, I think it's called tortoise, the pattern that's on this cup. And that is it. This is a very easy, fast beginner project. If you want more designer inspo, then make sure you watch these 2 videos. I have a clear Louis bag that everybody wanted, and I also have this tote bag. Make sure you check out these videos. I will link everything down below as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, make sure just to comment down below if I should continue with this designer series, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.